upsetting to you, my guess is they're going to be able to give you some advice on how to handle the situation. Even if it's just saying like, oh, this happened at another university. Here's an article I can send you. Again, brilliant minds. People study the effects of stuff like this, and they have a lot of resources to give you for it. I think looking back, something that the administration probably should have learned was also a similar lesson of listening. There are a million different ways this could have gone. And of course, there's we don't know what those effects would have been. It didn't happen. But I think if there had been a genuine moment of sitting down and saying, this is our issue, this is how we're trying to solve it, we're realizing that this doesn't seem the best way to solve it, let's work as a community. Similarly with transparency, the fact that this was in the works well before it got announced, and they also hired a director for the museum knowing that they were going to do this and attempt it, and made no indication to this sort of selection committee that was interviewing them, putting the director at the time in a very tough position professionally, torn between the ethics of the museum field versus the academic field. And so there were multiple ways that could have gone better. And I think stopping and listening and realizing that it wasn't just about the money would probably have resulted in a smoother transition to whatever decision they made.
Yeah, and was there any like alternatives that were given to the university or just ideas on what they could do instead?
Yeah, the American Alliance of Museums has actually guidelines for what to do. There was the offer of potentially working with them to sell almost like shares in the paintings, and so we would share them with another museum, and that would get some money. Fundraising opportunities. They didn't really want to do like a capital fundraising campaign for the dorms because they have other stuff in the works. But at a certain point, they also didn't ask. And there were many, many donors who signed this petition that were very angered by it. I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't personally in contact with them. I don't know what the lasting effects of that was. But it wasn't just students that they angered. Alumni were also upset. And so yeah, there were definitely alternatives to what their decision was. Even also looking to ethically deaccession items in the collection, they could have done a collection overhaul, followed guidelines, and see if there was anything that no longer matched our collection goals that probably would be better suited for a different place, and those likely could have been sold. But that would have been a lot of work, and they wanted a very short timeline.
And I know you kind of went over this in the beginning, but I just wanted to ask, like, formally, I guess, what you think the overall value of the Broward Museum of Art is to the university and to the students.
Oh gosh, there's so many words. I think the Broward Museum for me was maybe my favorite place on campus ever. And I have spent a lot of time on campus. I grew up around campus. And it's, to quote John Ruff, it was truly a gem, a diamond in the rough. There's no reason as a small liberal arts college in the middle of Indiana, we should have had the collection we did. But Dick Brower's work truly just created this fantastic collection. And it was a resource not only for the art department to come and see art and learn from it, but a bunch of different disciplines like English would come in and learn through storytelling, through visuals. And it's just such a fantastic resource in bringing people together. People go in there to study, people going in there to talk and take a break from classes and learn more about the fact that school isn't just writing papers. As a collection in itself, it holds just such fantastic artists and art that like it's such a wealth. I worked there for 2 years and I didn't even see all of it. And so I can't overstate how important it is as a collection, even now, even after everything. Like I so highly recommend going in and seeing what is there, especially because we don't know how much longer it might be there. So that's not a subtle dig, it's kind of a big dig, but yeah, I like I've